Alright, so, got another Patreon request, and yes, I know people have been sending me a lot of Patreon requests on Patreon. Just know that I'm trying to get to all of them. I'm only human. I have a life. So I do apologize in advance for that. I do apologize that I'm not, I do want to get requests, don't get me wrong, but, like, I do have to make people understand that there's got to be some patience, too. So yeah, it's not like I'm being lazy and not doing them. It's just I'm only human and I'm trying to get to everyone. So it's not like I'm forgetting everyone, but yeah. So just bear with me. I swear I'll get them all. Anyway, so yeah, speaking of Patreon requests, this is another one from Cyborg 19.99. This is the last one I'm going to do before I hold off on the other ones because he sent me a ton. Not to be a dick here, Cyborg. I'm just like you gave me way too many requests. And, like, I don't want to, I need to get to the other ones. So this is one more, and then I'm going to move on to others, and then come back to Cyborgs eventually. So, anyway. So, this one I thought would be fun to talk about because it was so out there. It was so crazy, and I never really get to talk about one of these things. This is one of the things I like about these Patreon requests, is that sometimes it lets me talk about shit I don't normally talk about. I want to talk about, but I never get the chance to. Kind of like with the Tekken videos. Anyway, so this is, as you can see, Dangonropa versus Twisted Metal. Yeah. Whoever, like, this is actually, like, I was like, this makes no sense, but, like, the more I thought about it, I was like, actually, there's a story here. So, yes, Cyborg 19.99 asked me to do a legit crossover between Dangonropa and Twisted Metal. And I know a lot of you guys are like, there is no way this could fucking work. Never doubt this mind. So let's get started. So this story basically, what it is that Calypso has returned from hell. He's come back from hell, but this time he has decided that the next Twisted Metal tournament is going to be a little different. It's going to be a much more higher stakes game, in that he literally learned all of, like, the evil that Junko had done. Like, while he was in hell, he encountered Junko, who Junko died in the first game, so yeah. So Junko was in hell. Junko was in hell with Calypso, and she met Calypso in hell and told him all about her despair game. He goes up there to look, and he's like, "Oh shit, this is really cool." So he basically resurrects Junko. Not only that, he brings back all the characters that died throughout every game in Danganronpa. Literally, everyone comes back. Celestia, Sakura, Kokichi, literally everyone comes back who died in the games. They all come back, and they're all given basically they're all given one thing by Calypso. They're basically all going to be doing a new, like, Demolition Derby race, but the winner gets to stay alive. The rest go back to being dead. So that's literally the game. That's literally what Calypso is doing, is that he's more or less like, the winner of my next Twisted Metal tournament will be allowed to stay alive. The rest die. Like, you go back to being dead. Like, you go back to being worm food. So, yeah. And to make it a little more fucked up, he will kill them all again the way they died in the Danganronpa games. Like, he's literally he tells them all, you're all gonna die. And, like, the losers are all going to die the way they died before. But I'm going to make it a lot worse because I'm going to make it slower. Like, he says, like, I'm going to make it slower, and I'm going to bring you back a few times so you die a few more times. Just so, like, you feel all that pain of losing. Because you're a loser. And because Calypso's that much of a dick. Let's be real, if you've played Twisted Metal, you know that Calypso would do some dickery like this. Anyway, so, yeah. So suffices to say, even people who weren't killed in the games are brought into this Twisted Metal tournament. Not only that, other Twisted Metal racers are contacted by Calypso and coerced into this new Twisted Metal tournament. Why? Because Calypso don't want to make this easy. That's why. So, like, Needles Kane, Brother Grimm, Baby Doll, all them motherfuckers are in this race too. And if they win, then all the Danganronpa characters die. Like if they win, if one of them, because basically Calypso has like, you're not only just fighting them, each other, you're gonna fight them too. And if one of them wins, then you all die. And to which like Makoto, who's like brought into this whole spiel, he's like, "Why are you doing this, man?" And Junko pops up and is like, "Because I told him all about it and he thought it was cool." And he's like, "Of course that bitch comes back. You are more fucking, I swear to God, you are more fucking harder to kill than a goddamn cockroach. What the hell?" So now, obviously, with it being Twisted Metal, they gotta make cars. They gotta have their own cars. So Calypso, giving him a bone here, Calypso basically helps them like with material to build their own cars for this. So each of the Danganronpa characters now have like cars that could hold up their own. Like Celestia Ludenberg builds her own like Dragula. She builds her own Dragula, kind of like in the vein of the Munsters, but has like fucking miniguns on the side. Toko and Komaro, Toko Fukawa and Komaro Naegi basically have their own car. Like they switch in between driving, and it's also like a three-way drive because Genocide Jack will kick in if they get hit by someone else. Byakuya makes his own car. Like he makes it out of a limousine. Nekomaru Nidai makes he basically makes an armored car into his vehicle. Yeah, and literally everyone on the Danganronpa side are literally like, "What the fuck? This is fucking insane! What the fuck?" But now they all have to kill each other again to literally like earn their freedom. And then to add fuel to the fire, Calypso goes, "Oh, by the way, there's one more thing. If someone like one of the people who survived Junko's last Despair games wins, then you all die. Like, if one of them wins, then you all die. At least one of you gets to stay alive, but now you have to double kill everyone all over again." So that's literally what they have to deal with, is like, just, it's literally like messing with them mentally. And Makoto is like, "Guys, you guys got a second life. You don't have to do this, you know. You guys can just have your, just be filled with hope and all of that." And Nagito is like, "Yes, brilliant hope." And immediately Celestia goes, "I'm gonna fucking kill that one. I don't care what it takes. I'm gonna fucking kill that one." So yeah, so the races are insane. They're brutal. Characters do get killed off again, but by the end of it, Makoto actually wins the race. Like, he wins the Twisted Metal tournament, and by contract, Calypso has to fulfill his end of the bargain. You know, since he won, and he's like, he kills everyone else who who either weren't killed in the Twisted Metal game, or they weren't. Or they didn't make it to the end of the race, or the tournament itself. And Makoto basically goes, "You're gonna bring, like, here's what's gonna happen. Because you just killed all of them, you're gonna bring them all back. You're gonna resurrect all of them." And that's what, and Calypso, forced to, bend to his will, brings everyone back. And I do mean everyone. Because Calypso basically tells him, because Junko gets to live again too, he's like, "Well, you said everyone. That includes Junko. You should have said everyone but Junko. This is on you. She's gonna kill millions of people, and it's gonna be on you now, Makoto. Bye!" So that's Calypso's little fuck you, as of course we all know in most Twisted Metal games. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much the Danganronpa Twisted Metal crossover. Thank you, Cyborg 19. I keep trying to say 009 because of, the anime. But, yeah. So thank you once again, Cyborg, for this Patreon request. And as also, I want to once again reiterate that I do apologize profusely to everyone who does have Patreon requests waiting. It's just, there's a massive waiting list. But, however, if you still would like a Patreon requests done, please hit a link below. Hit the link below to my Patreon and hit the 4th tier where you guys can send me Patreon requests. Just know I will get to them. Don't get me wrong. I will get to them, but it's gonna take a little time. I got a list. Anyway, so once again, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.